So when I first got into Magic, it was really because of that guy right there, David Blaine. I was about 18 years old and I happened to see Blaine on TV doing street magic and it just blew me away, and I thought maybe if he can do it with that stuff I had in my house, maybe I could do it too. I really loved the organic style that he did and his approach with the cards and the coins and that kind of thing. But it was a few years after that in my journey that I discovered Dan and Dave Buck. Now, their style was something I had never seen before. I couldn't comprehend what they were doing. It was just so visual and so fast and so it really appealed to me because of the flourishing nature of it. So I bought their DVD project, the trilogy, the system, everything I could get my hands on from the Buck twins. I had it, and I nonstop practiced everything from those DVDs until I thought I was pretty good at it. And those tricks on those DVDs from the trilogy is mainly all the magic I did for people, And you might think that all their stuff, is just like for social media and it's just like flashy, impractical things. It's not. It really does entertain and fool people in real life. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to be teaching you my handling of TiVo Transpo by Dan and Dave Buck. Let's get into it. Alright, so here's my handling on the TiVo Transpo. Alright, so you get a card chosen, any card at all, maybe that one right there, the Three of Spades. And if I wanted to, get a different card, let's say the Seven of Diamonds there, and switch it for a different card, that Three of Spades there, all I gotta do is wave it like this over that 3, and instantly it becomes the Three of Spades. So if the 3 is right here, that must mean in the middle is, you guessed it, that Seven of Diamonds. Alright, so this trick works very well on the camera, and it also works even better for a real life audience. Okay, so here's what's happening. It's completely impromptu, and you can use any deck to do this. Okay, so what you want to do is get a pinky break above the bottom 2 cards. The way I did it in that performance is I overhand shuffled 2 cards, boom, boom, in-jog the 3rd, and shuffle it off. That way, I can just come back and look at the in-jog with my thumb and get a break above those bottom 2 cards just like this as I push that in-jog in. So exposed view, boom, boom, in-jog the 3rd like this, maybe drop a card, that always helps, and then lift at the in-jog, getting that break now below those 2 cards as you push that in. So now you have a break above 2 cards. Now what you want to do is transfer that break to biddle grip, to a thumb break. All right, so you're holding the deck like this, you have your break, come over, take the deck in biddle grip, boom, transfer it to a thumb break. But there's many ways to achieve that pinky break on the bottom 2 cards. You could do a pinky pull down, all right, and the pinky pull down is this. You want to get a nice bevel in the deck, so you want to push the deck toward the base of your thumb with your fingers like this. That gives you a nice bevel there, boom, and that makes that very easy to get that pinky break above 2 cards. So just riffle down and just I count 2 cards as you do that, and that'll give you your break. And through time, through feeling, you'll just be able to do it without looking. It's a feeling thing. But those are 2 great ways to get a break on the bottom 2 cards. Or you could simply just spread the deck like this and just catch a break above those 2 as you close up. And it doesn't really matter. Those are just a few options for you. Now what you do is this, okay, so like I said, you transfer it to a biddle grip and into thumb break now. So what you want to do is start running cards, maybe cut, swing cut about a quarter, maybe less, into your hand like this and start running single cards and say somewhere about the middle, just say stop as I do this. All right, now you want to avoid this angle obviously, so turning your body helps to hide that break. Now once they do say stop, you're going to apparently show them the card like this, okay? So, some people are, weird about that. Oh, you saw the card. It's okay that I see it in this case. What do we got here? The 4. But what you're going to do is actually add these cards on as you do that rotating move, all right? So this is a fully exposed view, boom, like this. Just simply either drop them on like this, or your pinky can engage them from underneath it like this to help out the move a little bit, okay? So either way is fine. You see that happen right there as you turn over, okay? So you just add those on as you show them the card, okay? So once again, we're here. Boom, do that. Let's take a look at the card. Boom. And then as soon as I turn my wrist, I just add those on, okay? So they see the 4, and they think it's the top of the deck, but really there's 2 cards on top of it, right? So they see the 4. Now, see which will it's about, you say it's about the middle of the deck, and as you say that, push that in, and then thumb that over immediately. All right, so it looks like it's the same card, but really it's now third from top, right? So again, we're here, and with this thumb break action, boom, take a look at that card. This is exposed view. Take a look at that card, but don't do that, obviously. Keep it down here so they can't see what's happening. Take a look at that card, the 4. This is exposed view again. Push that in as you do that. Okay, that's all that's happening. It's very simple. Now, you do this, and once again, to get the angles right and the best illusion possible, say remember that card, push it in, and then do that. That way it looks, like it's the same card. Boom, put it right there, and then put the deck on top. That way now it's second from top. Okay, so now you say, look, if I wanted to get that card somewhere else, maybe if I wanted to switch it for a card game, I could take, say, the top card and I could switch it. Okay, so as you turn the top card over, you're going to sort of gesture to it as you get a break on the top card, and that sort of gesturing action hides the fact that you're getting a pinky break. Okay, so all I'm doing is this, boop, and getting a break by pushing that top card over. But you want to hide that. You don't want to have that exposed, obviously. So you just gesture towards that card, and that action, this card that you're gesturing with is hiding your pinky break action. That move right there. All right. So if I want to switch this 9, for that card there, all I do is this, and then you come back and put the card right back on top, and then take both cards, back to back, and sort of do this move, like to just push them over this side like this. I can just take the card, and all I gotta do now is wave it over that card like this, over the 4, and then instantly it changes. And this is the wave change, or the pirouette change. And it's a very old move, and here's my touches on it. I see a lot of people for no reason like bending the card like this, or sort of doing this, and this just looks terrible, right? It doesn't even look like a change. It looks like you're just simply turning the card over. I mean, why would you bend it so much like that? There's no reason for it. And I see people not giving it enough attention to detail that this move deserves. It looks like what you're doing when I see most people do it like that. That looks terrible. So here's my touches on that. Keep the card as straight as possible. It's a light touch, like this, corner to corner, all right? I'm left-handed, so I do it on the non-index, but for you, obviously, it'll be the index for you like this. All right, just like this, because you want to have your index finger on the side of the card, okay? So now, a very light touch, and you're going to really wave it back and forth like this, like a foot across, like my distance when I wave is about a foot. All right, so all I'm going to do here is simply turn it over like this. My hand stays straight. I don't turn my hand over. All the movement that's happening is my index finger like this. Okay, so as I'm waving, I'm simply going to rotate this card when I'm back here like this. All right, so they can't even see the move itself because my hand is shading it. So I'm right here. Boom. Don't drop the card. All right, so I'm back here. My hand pretty much shades that move. So don't do it here, right? Don't come back and then do it here, because they'll see that, all right? The best way to do it is when you're almost touching your chest like this, all right? So it's in this all the way back position that you do the move like this. And it's such a, the larger action of shaking really covers that move. And it just looks like it changes, okay? So another important detail is after you do the change, keep shaking. Don't just stop. Keep the movement, okay? So, like this. And just keep shaking that card as if you're shaking the rest of the 9 of clubs out, or something like that, all right? So once again, this is slow motion. Boom, right here, and then keep shaking that card, finally dropping them on top. All right, so blah, blah, blah. If I wanted to get that 4 from the middle of the deck, I could. All I got to do is take the card like this and give it like a shake, and you can see instantly it just changes to that 4. And now, to make it look like you grabbed the 9 from the middle, that's kind of an interesting move here. So you want to have a lot of cover for the move, obviously, so this card will provide that cover. It's going to look like you simply take the card out like this, but you can't do that because it's a different card, right? So how do you do that? Very simple. In theory, it's simple, but it'll take some practice. All right, so you're like this, and this is what's happening. That's all it is. You push that card in like this with your index finger, as at the same time you take your thumb, crank it back, and out jog the top card. to an angle about where that same card was in alignment. Okay, so here, like this, boom, that's all that's happening. But you want that cover with this card plus turning your hand down. Okay, so it would be like that. But you want to cover that kind of awkward moment, and that card is the cover, okay, or your hand. So say if the 4 is here, then the 9's in the middle, and that your hand and the card covers that move. So if you've made it this far in the video, here's a bonus for you. It's a way to do it without doing that move at the end. And the answer is, of course, a duplicate card. And so the way to do this is the same thing. You want to have these both on the bottom of the deck, all right? The matching cards, the 2 duplicate cards on the bottom. Same thing, have your break above them, and then have the card chosen, all right? Show them the card like this, the queen. Do the same movements. It's all the same. Say that we'll take the top card, oh, a joker, and then everything is the same, and get your break, and then do your change. And now, when you do your change, it'll really be, for real, that joker in the middle because of the duplicate card, so it's clean. You can have them take it out, and then that's a clean way to do it without the extra move. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. It really does. It truly does mean the world to me, guys. And so if you learned something new and if you got value from the video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, maybe sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.